Handhelds are starting to use some pretty bold names with their titles. Earlier this year, we saw Retroid Pocket add the classic title to it, and it lived up to its expectations, bringing us something great. Now, Ambernick is using another one of those terms. We've got the venerable 35XX, which now has the Pro.
And here she comes, walking onto the court. This is the epitome of being a pro.
We've seen this handheld in versions from the original with the awesome Garlic OS into the 2024 version, the Plus version adding Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and now the Pro version adding the dual analog sticks. So let's take a look at this and see, is this handheld worth it? Is it worthy of the name Pro? Remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of our content. Anyways, let's dive in and take a look at Ambernick's latest, the 35XX Pro. At Great Clips, you never have to worry about getting an appointment. You can just walk in. Just like John, who was on the verge of getting a divorce because his wife was sad about his hair. Let's look and watch as John comes in and tries to get an appointment.
Hi, I'd like to get a haircut. Do you have any availability now?
Sure, let me check. We have a spot in about 10 minutes.
Wow, that was quick. So be like John and... No, wait, I'm not a Great Clips owner or a spokesperson. Although I do go get my hair cut there. I think it's time. What do you think, Deadheads? Anyways, welcome back to the channel. Or welcome to the channel for the first time, new Deadheads. Today, we're going to take a look at... Yes, it's true. I almost did not review the RG35XX Pro. And there are a myriad of reasons for that. For one, like the name implies, this is the Pro in all the senses. If you're new to the channel, you're new to the handheld world, then at under $100, if it's by Ambernick, you can almost guarantee at this point that it's going to be a solid, well-made handheld with very little issues that are not already known ahead of time. They have been using the H700 chip so often that we know exactly how it performs, what custom firmwares it'll have, and all those things. So I really didn't know if there was a lot of value in adding yet another review to this, but I wanted to go ahead and do it because I did decide that yes, this is much like the classic from Retroid. This is the Pro model for Ambernick. And if we were going to give Ambernick a classic version of this handheld, then the original 35XX, which supports Garlic OS, would be the one that I would say is the actual classic. Now, I wasn't convinced by the 2024 version that added the H700 chip to it. That came out really early when H700 was still kind of new, and I didn't think that losing Garlic OS at the time was worth it. And when the 2024 with the classic, I'm getting confused, the Plus came out and adding Bluetooth, I still didn't think it was worth it for the trade-off of losing Garlic OS. But now, in 2025, we do have the Pro. We've seen the Battle XP G350, and this is for all intents and purposes the Battle XP G350 with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So it is a little bit better. So let's take a look and unbox and take a look at it and see why the RG35XX Pro does live up to its name. So first things first, the handheld itself is made of premium quality. In fact, earlier this year, as your own Dead Fred went into the wasteland and searching for gems, I discovered the Battle XP, the venerable Battle XP 350, the one that was very surprising. And now, many months later, we see these ship with little thank you cards from Ambernick inside. Is Ambernick just buying and selling these? Did Ambernick make part of these? Well, we still don't know because there's no solid answer there. However, the new unit, the RG35XX Pro, is a dead ringer for this. So we already know that we're getting quality handhelds from Anbernic. There's no question about it. But as we open the box here and take a look, we have our standard box here with a nice silver inlay. I remarked that I liked how they had the little inlay on this when they first started doing boxes like these about 2 years ago. There's not much else going on. It shows the handheld. Nothing really on the side as we walk around the side and look at it. Not much there. We did get the transparent teal color. I thought it was the most attractive color. The other colors were sort of, typical, and this one was really good. Nothing on the bottom of that. But as we take it out of the box, and let's get the handheld out of here. And underneath, there's not a whole lot. We do have our USB cord. Our typical USB A to C cord is inside, which really shouldn't surprise us at this point. We're getting cords after cords. I have so many cords. Oh my gosh. And then we have the manual. And the manual in typical fashion looks like what you would expect from many other manuals. It does have some good information here. We do have it both in Mandarin and English. And so take a look at this if you're brand new. Again, one of the reasons I wanted to do this review is because I got to remember that some of you have never played a retro handheld, and this may be your first experience with it. Or maybe this is the first video you've watched with it. So I wanted to not skip that. Looking underneath, and it's a little disappointment because there's nothing else under there. Where's the screen protector, Anbernic? Huh? It's a Pro model, no screen protector? Or even a case, maybe automatically with it if it's Pro. Anyways, nothing else under there. So once we get that out, let's put this back. And then we will start taking a look at the handheld. Is the Miu Mini V4. And much like that wall right there where space is happening and things are disappearing, this will soon be gone forever. Aliexpress, our friends, have an awesome sale coming up this month, the 618 sale, and wanted to tell you about products like this. Check out our description in the videos at the bottom and look for my special code so you can pick up something like this or any of the wonderful handhelds that they sell. This sale is only going to be limited, but it's one of the best sales of the year. So make sure you check it out and head to Aliexpress so you can have a chance at grabbing one of these Miu V4s before they're gone and as empty as this wall over here. Back to the show. So before we delve too deep into this, I want to bring up the only problem that I really have with this handheld. And as this is like the third, fourth iteration of this, the only real problem that I have, and if you count the 353, V and VS, the biggest problem I have with is the sticks. Now, Anbernic has given us the kind of sticks that we all like. Magic X, at the same price point, is shipping a handheld that has those awesome detachable sticks. So there's no reason why if this is going to be the Pro, it should not have the sticks that we found on the 406H. I don't understand, and I think that in itself is one big issue here. Is that because the 2026 Pro version will have it, and it's a sales technique? I don't know. But come on, man, Anbernic, these sticks are old, they're tired, and we really should have had the 406H sticks on all of your products going forward. For sure, this one, the Pro. But as we boot this thing up, we do find that it goes into the familiar territory. So we kind of know the Anbernic ecosystem here. So I want to talk a little bit things about how this has evolved and how this has grown over the time period since this is launched a long time ago. There's no doubt that this software is better. It has a lot of sub-menu systems. There are essentially two ways to play the games. Again, if you're new to this, it's going to have a section for just games. It's going to pretty much have the simple solutions. It's not going to have a menu that's complicated, and it's going to have the games mostly set up to just go and play, where you can change a few things like the size of the screen, whether the ratio is an aspect or it fills the screen, whether it has the bezel or it's HD or things like that. It's going to be perfect for beginners. Or you can go over to the RetroArch section and actually use this thing with the full RetroArch setup. That makes this an attractive offering. But this is not anything new. These are the softwares we've seen in many of their systems. Now, the other thing that hasn't been talked about a lot is these are now shipping with no Nintendo ROMs. Okay, we know how Nintendo is. We know that Nintendo protects their property very closely, even property that they don't really even sell that's over 30 years old. So the Rixel app is sort of buried in here, but as I show you the software and show you how to get through this, it is in here, and you are able to use this to first log into Wi-Fi with the built-in Wi-Fi and download ROMs directly, giving you some of those ROMs that don't have it. Now, while the legality of this is up in the air, and I'm not going to speak to that, we have seen Anbernic try to directly make deals and license properties. So, for all we know, they're in the process of doing that with Nintendo, which I think would be a good thing. The software on here is solid. The handheld itself is solid. It feels great. It feels like holding the Battle XP. It doesn't feel any different. It really feels just like it. In fact, it's just almost the same hardware. I'd be willing to bet that most of these parts are manufactured at the same place, much like products that have different names but are made in the same factory. So what do we do about this being a pro model? The only downside to this, again, the only comment that I have on this that really could have made this truly pro is we should have had better sticks. This is the only comment I have. Besides that, if you are going to spend something under $80 and you are going to start off and this is your first time entering the world of handhelds, this is a great selection. I would probably save the money myself, go with the Battle XP, because you can always get a $10 dongle if you really want Wi-Fi. And the power between the two CPUs is so similar, the H700 is really not going to overpower the 3326. They both have great custom firmware, they've got great support. So overall, really, is this the edition? Is this the pro that it promises to be? By all means, it's a great device. It is a great device. The price will drop over time like it does for all of them, and it's something you can't go wrong with. But Anbernic, if you're going to call it pro, give me these sticks. Give me those sweet sticks you have on the 406H. Okay? So guys, leave me a comment. What do you think? Is this just boring? Sometimes boring is good. I mean, boring is good. Maybe it's boring because it is good. Nothing to tinker around with here. And we have custom firmware right out of the box. Anyways, I'm glad I did review this. For those of you that are new, I hope you find this video. I hope that this is something that shows you a great introduction to the world of retro gaming. It's a great solid handheld at a decent price. I only wish it had the better sticks. Remember to hug your loved ones and love your hugged ones, because tomorrow is never promised. See you next time, Deadheads. Dead Fred out. Hey, you, did you just get that new Nintendo Switch too? But it only comes with Joy-Cons, and you want something that's better for your Mario Kart. Well, how about this? This is the Gulikit Elves Pro 2 in the Sega Saturn style. It also comes in a black style. Now we have the retro style here, and again, we want to thank Aliexpress, and they're having a huge mega sale, their 618 sale coming up. So make sure you hit my description and look for the links and codes to my page so you can save on items like this and many more. I have some exclusive deals down there. But this controller is pretty amazing. I love the case that it comes in, and you can see it's easy to store and it's nicely presented. This thing has really nice sticks. These sticks are great. We know that Gulikit makes some of the best sticks for analog, so no problem there. I also love this D-pad. Oh my gosh, it's great. With big, large buttons. And yes, this does work for the Nintendo Switch straight out of the box. So again, make sure you hit the codes and check out the full Aliexpress mega sale going on for $6.18. We'll have a lot more coverage on some of this stuff and other items you can buy in the future. Anyways, back to the show.